Hey guys, Kevin here. Just wanted to bring you a new video, reviewing a movie that I might have just seen called Avengers Endgame. Um, I'm really tired, but I want to give my immediate first thoughts on this movie because I have a lot to say about it, and honestly, I would like to, see it again because there's a lot to take in the movie for sure. But I think I wanted to get my thoughts out there because um there are definitely some things out there that are um wrong with the movie. But it was very enjoyable. Um so for everyone who didn't watch the movie, I'll just say it was a great love letter to fans of the MCU, paid homage to a lot of good Marvel movies, and it was kind of a confusing mess at times, and somewhat didn't really feel necessary for it to be 3 hours. Had some great humor in it, and a good, just a good overall um, ensemble to end it. Um, and I'll get into why I said that in a bit. But for anyone who hasn't seen the movie, now is the time to click away and watch the movie first. So let's get into the movie though. So there was it was definitely a very emotional end to the series. That that kind of had me feeling all sorts of emotions in the sense of like one way in the sense of like holy crap, like so much is changing for this universe, and then like holy crap, like that was a wild ride, and like holy crap, like this is so emotional, and like holy crap, like this was kind of a hot mess, like all at once. And like it it's really hard to take all of that in for a movie like that, because it just I don't know how to describe how I feel after watching that, because I'm both blown away, um, and have some prize about it, and I'm like emotionally astonished at everything that happens at the end with Captain America growing old, which I guess is kind of like fitting for the story, and like Iron Man dies, and that's just like wow. I mean, like I guess it kind of was expected. I mean, I didn't like cry during that part. Um, I feel like I got like kind of sad during Infinity War, but I didn't cry during this movie or anything. But like I was just more like in awe, and like um, this movie was good in the sense that it really had me on the edge of my seat, not knowing what was going to happen, because Thanos at the end kept getting so close to getting his Infinity Gauntlet, and he could have easily just snapped the world away again, and then that would be it. So it was just like oh my God, is he gonna get it? And like even though like the entire team is there, and then Iron Man somehow gets the Infinity Stones and like saves the day. I don't know how. I guess his suit. I guess he ripped them off the glove and put them into his suit. Like I don't know. Like that part's kind of like, how did that happen though? But I was like, okay, that's cool. But like Thanos was literally had the stones in his hand and was gonna do the snap, but it was literally in the nick of time that Iron Man saved them. So really cool with that. Um, let's talk about the negative first, though, just to get that out of the way. Um, so the negative about this was that it was similar to Infinity War with its kind of it felt like kind of a shoddy like storytelling method with like the back and forth between um, like different characters when they decided to do this time travel thing, and like it just felt a little like unbalanced in that sense, and there were some definitely some major plot holes um, to think about, like what happened after Loki took the Tesseract, And like, yes, I know they went back in time to get the Tesseract, but like, what about the time when he still takes it? Because according to the time travel logic, he would still take it anyways, because the future would still happen. And like, that whole thing with like Marvel trying to um, play with the logic of time travel, like thinking it knows everything about time travel, is just like, can you not? Like, okay, just because you're Marvel doesn't mean you're like the most supreme, like, knower of how time travel works. Like, I don't know. I don't think any movie can really like get it right as to how exactly it really logically works. And this movie kind of um, makes it confusing because it's basically saying um, in order to change the future, you have to um, like make sure that that future still happens, like by going back and making it right again. Like I don't even know. Like it, and then like Captain America at the end like goes back in time and comes back like old. So like regular Cap like doesn't exist. Like I don't even know. Like it's just a mind fuck trying to think about it. Like like but I mean like there was a lot of like really amazing parts. Like I have to say like some of the parts were some of the best of the series. Like when Captain America is standing in front with Thanos and all the Avengers come like to his aid, like that has to be like the best, probably the best like part of like the series of all time because it's just the greatest ensemble you could ever see. In case you didn't think, Infinity War wasn't like a massive ensemble, this is the ultimate ensemble because literally everyone who could ever fight the battle is there, and that's amazing. And also the fact that not only everyone can play in that fight, but also everyone who's ever been in any of the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies was there. Um, Valkyrie was there, which I love. She wasn't in Infinity War. She played a great part. You know, technically Odin wasn't there, but I mean he was dead. So, and I mean Yondu wasn't there. He was dead. I mean like, okay, those characters were dead. Never mind. But But everyone who was alive was there. Even Jane Foster, who was like Thor's love interest, was there. And they paid reference to like Thor the Dark World, which wasn't even that great of a movie, but like they really wanted to pay homage to everything, everything that had ever happened in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And that right there is downright amazing about it. Um, Now, I have mentioned some negative things along the way, but I guess like something to note, like I don't know if it's just me, but like I feel like there were a lot of like really, really slow moments where there's just like long pauses and like very slow like character interactions. Not that like it told a great story, don't get me wrong, just like the long pauses and like the pacing of it, just I feel like it padded the runtime a lot. And if it wasn't for like some of those like really long pauses, like with character interactions, the movie probably could have easily been like 2 hours and 40 minutes long or something like that, and it wouldn't have been 3 hours long. So like my thing about it is like if a movie is gonna be 3 hours long, I feel like it should have some justification for it. Not that it wasn't a great movie. Don't get me wrong, it was a great movie. It's just you know um, I don't think it was necessary for it to be uh, 3 hours long. And then a couple other things to note. Um, Black Widow dies, and um, that felt wrong to me that she died. I think that I mean obviously like it's sad. Anyone's gonna be sad that one of the main Avengers dies, but like the way she dies because she has to be sacrificed for the Soul Stone, and like Hawkeye was going to sacrifice himself, and then Black Widow stops him and lets go. I mean, like that was just like a hot mess. Like what is going on with that writing on that? Like I think it just felt out of place. I don't know. I don't know. Like first Hawkeye was gonna be like, yeah, I'll be the noble one. I'll make the sacrifice, and then Black Widow's like, no, 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 I'm gonna stop you, and she literally stops him from killing himself, and it's just like, why, why? Like I feel like there could have been like another way for um, someone else to die, like find someone else to sacrifice. Like I don't know. Like I feel like that could have that whole scene with the Red Skull and just that whole getting the Soul Stone thing was like it just felt like a hot mess to me. And then there's also some questionable logic with Nebula, who somehow becomes a pretty prominent character in this movie because she aids, or her past self aids in basically keeping Thanos in the running for um, finding the Infinity Stones. So it's like, okay, that's interesting. But okay, not that big of a character in any of the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. Like, didn't have that prominent of a role, and now suddenly she's tied to like whether or not this whole universe like survives. So it's just like, what? Like Nebula? Like Nebula. Guys, Nebula. Like Karen Gillan. Like what? Like I don't know, like that just hmm. And like I don't get why her past self wasn't convinced that like what Thanos was doing is wrong because she felt like she had to obey his will. But like her her future self is like, I mean, this guy is nuts. He wipes out half the universe. And like why would you not be able to see that, I mean, like that you shouldn't listen to that like 5 years earlier? It's just like, what? Like, why wouldn't you just be like, I mean, I don't like Thanos. I mean, he wants to take out half the population, so, maybe I shouldn't be on his side. But she was like, oh, well, I have no choice. Like, I mean, you kind of do though, because you have like these people who can help you, and like, it just felt like a ploy to try to give Thanos another chance of, getting the Infinity Stones and whatnot. And like, and that made for a really intense battle at the end, especially, well, first of all, with all of the Avengers cast basically playing a role, including Pepper Potts, which is interesting to see here in an Iron Man suit. I thought that was interesting. Anyways, the ending where Thanos basically almost gets the Infinity Gauntlet, and like somehow he doesn't. But I already mentioned that. But like that was just like so emotional, and just like I had no idea what was gonna happen. Like, I mean, I commend the movie for keeping me in the dark about what the heck was gonna happen, because I had no idea if Thanos was gonna really get the glove, or if um, certain people were gonna die because of it, or if like maybe he doesn't get the glove, but certain people do die, or like I don't know. And like with that being said, there is also like some questionable logic with the gauntlet. So like, is it like performing the snap helps with like killing whoever you want, or performing the snap basically grants like any sort of wish, or performing the snap kills like a certain part of the population, or like do you just say, I want to kill half of the universe's population, and you just snap your fingers? Like, is that how it works? Like the movie wasn't really clear on that. Like Hulk dons the Infinity Gauntlet and tries to wear it, and he was like, I tried to do everything in my power to bring her back. So like how does that even work? Like they don't explain that. Like it just that didn't make sense to me. But like um I don't know why I'm ranting so much about this movie, but there is a lot to dig in. I think, you know, compared to Infinity War, where some characters felt kind of useless, I thought that um, considering, the fact that there's so many characters to include, um, they had good inclusion for all characters, and every single character in the MCU felt like they had a small part in Endgame. Um, I mean, of course, like Captain America, Thor, Hulk, Iron Man, all like play like the top roles in this movie, but every other character also plays a small part. I mean, but those are the top four big parts, but like everyone else still does play like a good part. Um, but like with all those things being said, it's really hard to make a decision on whether or not Endgame is better than Infinity War because I don't know. It's a really tough call. Honestly, I don't know. Like objectively, I want to say Infinity War is better, but overall, like subjectively, like I enjoyed Endgame more to an extent in a lot of parts. But like objectively, Infinity War probably is the better movie. But like Endgame had so many like amazing moments that like it felt like it like times two'd Infinity War with like the ensemble cast and just like the hype moments of all the Avengers getting together to fight the bad guys. Like it makes me want to say that it is better, but I know in reality it's not. But like with that being said, I mean I would still have to say it's number three behind you know Infinity War and Ragnarok because Infinity War, as I've mentioned, does face some of the similar problems that I've mentioned, and Endgame, it has some weird questionable logic with the whole time travel thing, but a really amazing movie nonetheless. But number three, um, because because of just a lot of logical things and like there's a lot of plot there's a few plot holes and like but it's a really emotional movie that's a good love letter to MCU fans, and that's what I will say about that. um you know me personally, I liked it better than Infinity War. Infinity War probably is the better movie, but you know what, just for my own sake, I'm going to rank it above Infinity War. Just me. I'm going to rank it above Infinity War. So Endgame is number two. I've changed my mind, but it's it's a tough call though. It's a really tough call, but I mean, it still didn't beat Ragnarok though. That's no question. I'm sorry about that. I know some people might be like, I mean, Ragnarok wasn't that great of a movie, was it? Like, I'd say it's the perfect MCU movie. But that's just me. I mean, like, it's really hard to beat like a perfect MCU movie like that. It had the perfect pacing, perfect plot elements, perfect action, perfect humor, perfect characters. Just it had everything going for it. And this movie just didn't quite have all of that perfected, but it was really enjoyable and an amazing movie overall. But that's my thoughts on that. This video is coming out to be way longer than I thought, but hope you guys have enjoyed it. Be sure to subscribe and like and comment your own thoughts if you've seen the movie. And I'll look forward to seeing you guys in the next video.